Hi, hello, vanakkam, namaskaram. Welcome to yet another episode of Chai with Riddhi. I'm your host, Ridhima. So for today, our guest is Dhanya. She graduated from the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and is all set to pursue her master's in evolutionary biology. Her research interests span evolutionary ecology, behavior ecology, and conservation science. She's passionate about arts, sustainability, and science communication. She's usually fond of the company of books and furry friends. So, without any delay, let's get on to the call. So, hi Danya, welcome to Chai with Riddhi. Thank you for coming.
Hi, thank you for having me here. It's really nice.
Um, you mentioned that you were doing like you were into sustainability and ecology. So, what actually drove you into this stream?
So actually, initially it was, so I turned vegan about 5 years ago. And back then it was just, I mean, the reason I did it was for ethical reasons, right? So, I mean, at that point, I wasn't aware of the environmental impact or the carbon footprint of our diet choices and things like that. But it eventually led me there. So when I started questioning where the food came from, like what was on my plate and where it came from, I started questioning everything else also, like all the things in my life every day. Okay, so where did this toothbrush come from? Where is it going to end up? What about my clothes? And so on. Then I started, thinking consciously about everything. Then I think that's how it started.
So, how is it going? I mean, you said you turned vegan. How is that?
It's been great actually. I think it's one of the best decisions I've made,
Okay.
and very happy. It's also had immense health benefits
Mhm.
for me. I was a chronic asthmatic, and now it's disappeared, and uh, and my family also has like a history of respiratory issues. And
Mm.
when all of them turned vegan, like one by one after I did, then they also experienced the benefits. Although we didn't do it for that reason, and we honestly didn't believe in, like, a lot of people were talking about the health benefits, but then we didn't believe it until it actually happened. Um, but yeah, I think it's been a wonderful journey, and it's a continuous one, because I still learn new things every single day. And one thing I've learned is that you cannot be perfect in a journey of sustainability, because it's just too, it's just too easy to be hard on yourself
Correct.
every time. I don't know, something comes with plastic or something, you do something without knowing, and it. But I think you have to learn to forgive yourself, and then keep trying, and baby steps make a world of a difference. I think also building a community of like-minded individuals around you, to support you, and to support each other, and that's we keep inspiring each other, and it's to stay motivated. It's a good journey. Yeah.
Yeah. You said you graduated from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. So how has that
Yeah.
been? And what did you, I mean, what course did you graduate from?
So it's a Bachelor of Science research course. And so for the first 3 semesters, it's a basic science degree. So it's a research oriented degree. So for the first 3 semesters, it's a common trajectory where we study all the basic sciences like physics, chemistry, math, biology, some bit of engineering and humanities also, so that we have a comprehensive multidisciplinary perspective of things. And then we choose a major. So I chose biology, and I have a minor in chemistry. And eventually, I mean, when I joined the course, I didn't know what I was going to do, because I loved a lot of things. I loved math also, but eventually I think I got drawn towards ecology, because it sort of all came together, like caring about the environment. And yeah, it's sort of like a puzzle fitted well. Um, so yeah, my I specialized in ecology, um, and I eventually want to move into applied ecology, conservation, things
Okay.
like that.
Why don't you tell us like more about your research phase? How did that go? What were the
Oh,
what was that process like?
okay. So it's not easy because you're I think as an 18-year-old, you're just interested in a lot of different things. And I've seen this with a lot of people. But of course, there are some people who know exactly what they want to do when they
Correct.
come in. But I was not one of those people. So I explored everything from like group theory in mathematics to I did some crystallography in chemistry, like determining crystal structures of proteins. I just tried out random things, like really random things. And so finally I ended up in ecology. So I did some neuroscience as well in between.
Okay.
Um, but I think yeah, talking to people helps, like talking to professors, talking to senior students, PhD students who are who are in the institute, and taking different courses. So I took an assortment of different courses from different departments to figure out what I wanted to do. So yeah, all that sort of helped me narrow down eventually.
You also said you were passionate about science communication. How did that develop?
uh, like the whole idea of a basic science degree or a pure science degree is not very well known.
Hmm.
People talk about like research, but it's like a whale, right? Like nobody actually knows what's going on. This is in the public domain. I mean, like if
Yeah.
I talk to my family or my friends who are doing other things like engineering or management or something like that, they keep asking me questions about what I'm doing and how this is going to benefit society, or what is the process and things like that. So as I started explaining to them what was going on, I found that I really enjoyed doing that, because you can't use like scientific terminology or jargon like you would use in a paper, like in scientific writing, because that's not accessible to a wide range of people. So when I started, and it was an effort, right? Um, it didn't. I don't know. Maybe it would come naturally to some people, but I think by default, scientists tend to use jargon, and when you consciously make an effort to not do that, and then translate it into something everyone will understand. So I sort of realized that I enjoyed doing that. Uh, so that's how I got into science communication.
You also said you were passionate about arts. So, what range or in what particular art form is that? Is it music or is it something like that, or is it like arts in general is what?
So I've been like trained in Carnatic music and Bharatanatyam since I was like 5 or 6 years old, and that's something I've sort of kept with me or tried to keep with me over the years. I also enjoy painting, uh, and yeah, things like crochet or knitting, or just like handicraft stuff. I like keeping myself occupied. um
Nice. So since you said you were trained in Carnatic singing, this is going to be very random and out of the blue that I'm going to ask. Maybe just like a few lines. It doesn't have to be.
oh
It could be anything that you feel comfortable
hmm,
saying.
okay. श्रीगणनाथं भज रे चित्तपराशक्तियुतं श्रीगणनाथं भज रे चित्तपराशक्तियुतं श्रीगणनाथं भज रे चित्तपराशक्तियुतं श्रीगणनाथं भज रे.
Thank you. So why don't you tell us about like what is your ultimate dream or ultimate goal?
Yeah, that's something actually I keep asking myself also. Like I think I so because I enjoy the arts and science, I've like one of the paths I am considering is maybe somehow finding a way to merge the two. So conveying or communicating science through art, and that's something a lot of people have been doing, whether by or whether by painting or through music or through dance. So I don't know. There's this competition that happens all over the world called Dance Your PhD, right? And I just I find the concept fascinating. Just conveying like what you did and your entire problem and how you find a solution through a dance piece, and it's just beautiful. So that is something that's one of the things I'm interested in doing, and uh, the other thing that I want to do is get into conservation practice. So while talking about conservation, there's a lot of social science that also comes in, I've realized, because the people who are living closest to the forests are local communities, and they're not us, they're not the people living in the city. And so when you get onto the actual ground where you do conservation, it's actually a very different scenario. You have to take into account how people are interacting with the forests also. So it's not just about the animals, it's also about the people. So so yeah, ensuring that they have sustainable livelihoods as well is very important. And so whether it's human animal conflict, I think everything is involves humans also. So you can't just like take them out of the equation and then say, I'll just do this no matter the impact on surrounding villages or surrounding people or anything like that. So so yeah, on ground conservation is something I'm interested in. So yeah, so working with projects, coming up with policy. Uh, so not just academia. So when I started out, I thought I would be a professor in an institute and teaching and doing research. But eventually I realized I probably wasn't like very satisfied with that, although that's also like
it's a good option.
yeah, of course, it's a great career, but I felt like I needed something a little more. I wanted my research to be translated into practice, so and translated into actual policy. So if I study something about an animal and how it moves, how do I apply that knowledge to actually maintain populations of the animal, preserve them? How do you implement it in conservation efforts and things like that? So that's something I would like to get into, and ideally I would like to do everything, in the sense both work in conservation and like keep up my arts and science communication on the side. But let's see what happens.
So you mentioned about, like, you would be interested in working with policies and stuff like that. So during your undergrad, did you receive such an opportunity? More we say like interning in a particular field and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Did you
So
do anything?
yeah, so actually during my undergrad, I had very little time. So the only kind of um, um, interaction I had was with people. It was not in any formal internship as such. But after my undergrad, I actually graduated last year, and I took a break because I wanted to do explore some other areas like policy and communication. So I interned with this magazine called Current Conservation, and so that's a place where they bring together conservation news from all over the world, how people are implementing conservation efforts, what kind of policies are being made, how can we as individuals make a difference, different aspects of conservation. And it's all brought together in a magazine. And so I was working with them, as part of the editorial team, and I was involved in the process right from getting sourcing writing to to the end, to producing the magazine. It was a very nice experience because I got to interact with a lot of people. I came to know of a lot of people working in conservation around the world, and I was exposed to a lot that way. So I think the last year has been pretty transformative in the way I think, also in the way I approach conservation now. Yeah.
So we're going to like a quick rapid fire. The first question is, what's the one thing that you would put on your bucket list?
Okay. Traveling.
Second one is, if you could trade lives with anyone for a day, who would it be?
Jane Goodall. She works with chimpanzees in the wild. So yeah, I've been dreaming of her ever since I was a kid.
Nice. So, what is your biggest addiction?
Probably books.
Okay.
I sound very nerdy when I say that, but yes.
No, definitely not.
Actually, books and any animal that I
animals.
See. Yeah.
I will agree on the books because I'm someone who goes crazy about books.
Yeah.
What's the most interesting thing that you have in your purse or your wallet?
Sorry, I'm taking so long. I'm just thinking of something interesting.
A few moments later.
I always have a pair of binoculars, but it's not big enough.
Oh,
No, it's not
ones?
big enough. No, it's not big enough to fit in my wallet, but that's probably the most interesting thing that I carry. So I'm just,
okay.
Because I enjoy watching birds. So
nice. The last one is, if you were stranded on a tropical island, what are the two things that you would want with you?
Oh yeah, definitely my binoculars, and probably some diving equipment, so that I can I can go scuba diving. I mean, if it's a tropical island, I can there'll be a lot of ocean wildlife there. So
thank you so much, Dhanya. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your thoughts and views about ecology and sustainability and conservation.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you. Hi guys, thank you for sitting through this episode. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.